Well, part of I-70 westbound is back open this evening after a snowy and icy pileup in Empire. Drone photos from the Clear Creek County Sheriff's Office capture how big the scene was. Deputies had to close I-70 for about 4 hours.
Now here's a closer look from Colorado State Patrol. CSP says 11 vehicles were involved in the crash, including 2 semis and a large pickup that was hauling livestock trailer. Now, 2 people were hurt and none of the livestock was injured. And I-70 has just been chaos for about 4 days now.
Yeah, more than a few of us can relate to this.
Yeah.
Sitting in traffic for hours, barely moving. Denver 7's Danielle Kreuter is live with the challenges CSP faces to keep the roads safe in this kind of weather. Danielle, how are the roads looking right now? I'm seeing the snow falling pretty heavily for you.
Yeah, it's definitely piling up, Micah, and where we are near Georgetown, traffic is moving pretty smoothly. You're not even seeing any cars behind me right now, but of course that is a little misleading with that massive eastbound I-70 closure. Any of the people heading down from their ski trips getting stuck in that if you're a little bit further west. But really, even on this side of the highway, the headaches started early on. With that crash in Empire we just told you about, backups westbound caused more than an hour of delays. Then as soon as that crash was cleared, the snow started making conditions even more slippery. We saw as truck drivers started chaining up and cars started to slide around. It was pretty much a similar story all weekend on I-70. Roads closed, spin-offs. Many of the crashes Colorado State Patrol responded to were weather related, and some folks simply did not follow the traction laws put in place. Troopers tell me it can be a real challenge enforcing those laws during all of that chaos when the top priority is really to clear the road and get anyone injured to safety. That's why they start raising awareness early with all of those CDOT signs leading up into the mountains. We also talked to a tow truck driver who had an incredibly busy weekend on I-70 and asked what drivers need to know to make sure they avoid needing a tow.
Motoring public's perception of space between people has gotten way too small. If we stayed back from one another and we kept gaps so that we could react to what's happening in front of us, we'd be a lot better off.
Continue to message. Until people touch that hot burner themselves, they just don't believe that it's hot. And I think that's the case with a lot of motorists, is they don't think it's ever going to happen to them. And until it happens to them in some hopefully small version, they're really not paying attention all the time.
If you're new to Colorado or if you're not familiar with the traction law, what we're talking about is your car is legally required to be 4-wheel or all-wheel drive if you're on I-70 in the mountains. You also need specific tires. We're talking about winter tires, all-season tires, or chains. It may be mid-February already, but there's still plenty of winter weather driving ahead of us this season. Reporting live in Georgetown, I'm Danielle Kreuter, Denver 7.